What he does is he's interviewing these people. The first bloke you're going to see is a fellow called Les Driver, and they get possessed by other spirits. Genuinely, they're not just like bad amateur dramatic type people who are trying to take us all for a sleazy ride. They're genuinely possessed by the spirits from another world.
Les, would you feel comfortable demonstrating your trance mediumship? The people watching this program, I'm sure, would like to see it.
I think we can agree with him there. The people watching this program would love to see you be possessed by another spirit, Les.
Well, I'm prepared to give it a go. Obviously, I wouldn't be in the same circumstances if I was doing this, perhaps.
Can I just make one point here about Les? You can tell from his accent, he's probably either first, second rating Jewish from the East End of London, all right? That's just something I've noticed about him, basically. But he's going to be possessed by a completely different spirit.
In a church or a small circle. But yes, I'm prepared to give it a go.
Well, this is the room we've chosen for our demonstrations of trance mediumship. It's quiet and conducive. But obviously, we can't guarantee that something is going to happen.
That's my back bedroom. I made that in my back bedroom, those Persian rugs on the walls, bastards.
All that we can do is keep the cameras rolling. I would ask you once again to watch very carefully and draw your own conclusions from what you see.
Right, there we go. Draw your own conclusions.
Your name?
Yes, my name is Cyrus. And I was born...
No, it's not a subject to laugh at. He's been possessed by another spirit. All right, happens to be a Jewish person, obviously from the East End of London, but that's beside the point, right? It is another person. OK,
well,
just shut up.
Of Jewish parents, but in the land that you understand as Egypt. And I was born in a place called Haifa.
Good.
And that place, Haifa, now belongs to the land of Israel.
I've formulated some questions which I feel the interested layperson would ask, if you wouldn't mind answering them for me.
Now, what question would you want to ask him, basically? All right, you're from, like, the 17th, 18th century, a Jewish person. Can you speak Hebrew, for a start, or can you only talk in that East London accent? But he don't. He asked him some dopey question about, can you explain to us the way that the cosmos works, or something?
If you were to imagine the base of a fountain and the water contained within that base of the fountain, where you are perhaps just a molecule of that water. And if you were to imagine yourself being pulsated through the fountain, as you come...
This is riveting stuff, isn't it? This is fantastic, but I don't... Seriously, I'm like, you know, the whole nature of this is fun, but this is something I'm totally into. Right, absolutely, totally into it, because I do believe that certain places, I believe in all the spiritual, all the supernatural, because certain places, for instance, have certain presence, right? I mean, take this room, right? I've never liked this room, okay? I'm always wary of coming in here by myself, always have been, right? And it seems to be like worse now, basically, than it was before. It's a very strange room where kind of spiritual things can happen. Oh my God, that was fantastic! Did you see that? You didn't see what... That glass was on that shelf over there. It was on the shelf by the pot noodle, and it flew across the room, and it smashed there, right in the middle. Oh, that is... Oh! Well, if you don't believe now, seriously, it's fantastic. Let's have a little bit more of Silas.
Into the atmosphere, each one...
Speed it up, Silas, there's a good lad.
...is a droplet of water.
OK, right, let's see if we can move on a bit.
Pleasure speaking to you. I was wondering if you had any friends with you who would also like to speak to us.
Yes.
The point we're trying to make, Silas, is there anyone there who's slightly more interesting? Can you give us anyone at all?
We can arrange that.
Good.
But before I leave you, I must remind mankind that they have a responsibility unto themselves.
Yeah, is there anyone else there, Silas?
They have a responsibility to care for themselves, to respect themselves.
Silas, no disrespect to the spiritual world, but I'm spooling you on just a little bit, because you've been a little bit dull. We specifically asked if there's anyone else there.
This is where the service to God and mankind lives.
Sure.
In the sharing
Is there anybody else there, Silas?
Which is an aspect of God with others. No, you are not perfect, and you will make...
Silas, we've asked you nicely, don't make us hit you.
But it is learning from
Is there any...
mistakes.
Right. You're taking a piss now, Silas.
Of all mankind.
Lovely. Thanks, Silas. Bye.
Until we meet again.
Right, bye. For God's sake, Silas! All the people in the spirit world, we have to pick a boring old git like you. I mean, a lot of people, like old Jewish people, went into the entertainment business. Surely, is there no one like that there?
My old man says follow the band. Dilly-dally on the way.
more like it, Alfie Bass has turned up.
No impact in it. I followed on with me old cockle.
Everybody!
And my dillies and dallies and my dillies lost me way and don't know where to go. You can't trust the specials like the old time
Some coppers when you can't find.
your way home. Hello, me old cockney sparrow. How you going?
Outside of a market stall in Walford, when was the last time you heard anyone say, hello, me old cockney sparrow, how you going? It's another one of Leslie's lies, basically. It's another one of his characters he's made up, right? All right, we're taking it, you're an East Ender, you're a Jewish guy from the East End of London, all right, from, I guess, singing that song the latter part of the last century or the beginning of this century.
I used to have some vices, you see. And I was talking about smoking, you know, and I used to like betting on the Gigi's and betting on the dogs, and sometimes I would go down to New Cross, and sometimes I would go down to Catford and watch the Gigi's, you know.
Go to Catford to watch the Gigi's, will you? Even though it's been a dog track since 1832. Well, you used to watch the Gigi's outside while your mate were betting on the dogs, did you? OK. And Billy now, even Billy, right, who set up this whole damn sham of a video, even Billy wants to try and catch him out now, look.
I have a slight interest in horse racing. I said a slight interest, you understand. But today, well, over the last 15, 20 years, one of the most successful jockeys was a man called Lester Piggott. Who was the most successful one in...
Right. The most successful jockey today is Lester Piggott. If you're who you claim to be, who was the most successful jockey of your time? I don't know an awful lot about horse racing, but it's got to be Fred Archer, isn't it? That's the name that even I know, and I wasn't alive when he was alive.
Well, I couldn't tell you that, Billy, because again, I wasn't particularly interested in the jockeys of the time. Now, if you'd asked me about Arsenal football, then I'll tell you about who I supported.
Oh, really? So the research that you did before you came on to tell this huge lie on this video is about football, not horse racing. That's what you're saying. And surely Silas, having seen how boring Silas is, surely he was the Arsenal fan back there in the spirit world. Load of old... Well, I don't know. There's certain things, though, I watched this video and I thought, it's all funny, it's all rubbish, we'll take the piss out of it. But then certain things happened in it that made me change my mind.
But she's here, and she's trying to communicate some kind of information to me. So there must be a reason for that. But all in all, I've never really liked this room. And I'm always a little bit wary of coming into it by myself. And it seems to be worse than it was before when we used to come here.
Oh, my God!
Back, there's a glass smashed on the floor, and that glass was actually over there before. So fire off the mantle and shot over there. I'm sorry about that, but to be honest, it's never happened to me before, particularly in Woolton Hall. I don't know what it was, because the glass seemed to fly. It was on the mantle, and it shot across the room. It smashed. I know one of the producers was out of that door like nobody's business and terrified. I'll go and find him in a minute. But following me from that room is a strong odour.
Yeah. That'll be bullshit, Billy. That's what that'll be. Load of old cods, that is. Listen, I'm sorry again. You've overstayed your welcome with me, right? Because I've got to go. Because I'll tell you what I do. I've got to go to Stringfellows, and on the way, I promised I'd go into the Music Machine in Camden, right? Which ain't there anymore. They changed the name. But when I'm there, they change it back to the Music Machine just to play the kind of music I like to hear. Walking on sunshine. Whoa! See that broken glass that I broke early in the show? Don't bother me. When I was in the SS, we used to take our shoes off and walk across that. That's how hard I am. See you later.
Bob, I need to have a chat with you. There's quite a few problems with the top of the show. I'm a bit worried about Bob the liar. The casualty's not...
come from the land
Bob,
of
please
Egypt.
stop mucking about. I know you're in there.
I am
Bob,
from
I know it's
mountain.
you. The casualty... I don't like the casualty. We want to start again with a couple of the other sketches. They're not... Bob.
Huh? Yeah, all that stuff you just said there, that were all codswallop.
Bob, I know it's you. Can you... Bob, we've got so many problems.
Way she knows. What do you do that for, you dope?
That's amazing. It just flew off the mantelpiece. That's never happened to me before.